Hello, friends. I've missed seeing all of you. I'm so glad you came back to visit with me again. Well, it's time for us to worship Jesus together. So get on up. Let's get ready to sing.
My God is strong. He'll do anything big or small. Nothing is impossible for a super wonderful God. Every day I can know God is always there for me and my family. Every day I can know greater is the one who lives inside me. Super big, super strong, super wonderful God. Super big, super strong, super wonderful God. Our God is strong. He'll do anything big or small. Nothing is impossible for a super wonderful God. Every day I can know God is always there for me and my family. Yeah, every day I can know greater is the one who lives inside me. Super big, super strong, super wonderful God. Super big, super strong, super wonderful
You guys always do such a great job singing. I love that song because it reminds us how super wonderful our God is. Well, now it's time for the most important part of our time together, and that is our Bible lesson time. That's right. So go ahead, find a comfy spot to sit. Do you have one? All right, now put on your super good listening ears. Today's Bible lesson is from the Old Testament. The Bible has two parts. Do you remember what the two parts are? The Old Testament and the New Testament. Good job. Well, today's Bible lesson comes from the Old Testament. And we know that the story that we are looking at today is true because it's in the Bible. And we know that if it's in the Bible, it's true. Can you say that with me? If it's in the Bible, it's true. Good job. Well, we are looking at a man named Gideon. Gideon needed help being brave. Who helps you be brave? Do you remember? God helps me be brave. Good job. Let's say that one more time. Who helps you be brave? God helps me be brave. Well, Gideon needed help being brave because God was asking Gideon to lead his people to fight against the Midianites. The Midianites were a group of people who came down every year and they would attack God's people, the Israelites. They would steal from them and they would sometimes even kill them. And so God wanted to defeat the Midianites, but he needed somebody to lead the Israelites. Well, when our story starts, Gideon was hiding in a cave away from the Midianites. And the angel of the Lord comes to Gideon and says, God wants you to lead his people against the Midianites. And you know what? Gideon did not believe the angel. He was so scared that he asked God to prove that God really wanted Gideon's help. And so God did show Gideon for sure that Gideon was who was supposed to lead his people. Next, Gideon, still afraid, went and called for Israelite men to come to join the battle. Well, tons of men showed up. Now, not nearly as many as the Midianites, but lots of men. Well, God wanted to make sure that Israel and Gideon knew that it was God who won the battle. And so God said, there's too many men here. And he made a test for men some needed to go home and some could stay to fight the battle. Well, guess what? Most of the men were sent home, and Gideon was left with only a few men to fight the huge Midianite army. Gideon was really scared. Well, he still decided that he was going to obey God. Next, God said, you aren't going to need any swords to win this battle. You are going to need candles and pitchers and trumpets. Does that sound like a good plan for a battle? But Gideon trusted God, and so that helped him be brave. Even though he was scared, he chose to obey. The Bible tells us that the Midianites were down in a valley, and they had set up camp, and there were thousands of them. And God had all of the Israelites go on the hills surrounding the valley, and that he had them have candles and pitchers and trumpets. And what happened was they broke the pitchers and said, and made a shout, and then they blew the trumpets. And guess what? They said, the sword of the Lord and of Gideon. And the Midianites, the Bible tells us that the Midianites were so confused. And when they looked up on the hills and they saw all those candles, they thought there were thousands of people and they thought they were attacking them. And they began running around and actually hurting each other. They got so scared and they ran off, and Israel was victorious because Gideon chose to obey God even when it didn't make sense to Gideon. You know, sometimes our mom and dads ask us to do things that don't necessarily make sense to us. Like maybe mom and dad say, it's time to come inside, but the sun is still out and you're having lots of fun. It doesn't make sense to you, but you need to obey, because when you obey your mom and dad, you are obeying God. So boys and girls, you can be like Gideon. You can be brave, and you can obey God by obeying your parents. Now it's time to do our Bible verse. Can you stand up with me? Our Bible verse, the address for our Bible verse is Psalm 53:6. And it says this: when I am afraid, I will trust in you. Let's do that one more time together. Psalm 53:6. When I am afraid, I will trust in you. Good job, you guys. I hope you have a great week, and you remember, God is with you always, and he will help you be brave. See you next time.